Welcome, everybody, to the Boom and Freezer Show. I am your host, Scott Frost, and I'm with my man, Bobby Boom. And we have a seriously special guest today, somebody that I've been wanting on the show for a long time. But first, let me get to our title sponsor. It's Hilltop Promotions, and we love them to death. It's one table, it's two players, and it's one winner. Who will that be? It's Fedor Gorst versus Shane Van Boning. They may have already played, they may not have, but we know that there's somebody possibly waiting in the stable. We won't touch on that yet, but you'll hear it here first. Special guest, my man. I think he's the Flash, one of the most entertaining players, if not the most entertaining player on planet Earth right now. Arseni Sevastyanov. How are you, Arseni?
Pretty fine. It's good to start summer with that interview show.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. And I kind of want to get right into it with you, Arseni, and Scott touched on a little bit. They call you the Flash. Very entertaining at the table. Where did you get the nickname the Flash? Who calls you the Flash?
2 years ago, I was playing in my less than 2 years ago. I will move to capital city in Finland, Helsinki, where I start playing in Billiard Club 24/7. For my opinion, the best club in Finland. And from there, one of a cameraman record and take some picture of me. And some pictures was have some trouble because they wasn't so clean because my playing style was too fast. And that's where it's was start boring the nickname. It's like November 2024. From that day, I start to use this nickname as a worldwide.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Arseni, because I was doing some research on you. You and I know each other quite well. Well, not quite well, but we know each other. I did a little interview with you in the Philippines. I talked to you quite a bit in the Philippines. I covered you in the Philippines at the Philippines Open, and I'm sure Bobby will get to that. You ended up making the finals of that event. But where are you initially from? Do you mind talking about that? Where are you from initially?
From Petrozavodsk in Russia, I born in 2003, 7 August. I lived there like just over 3 years, and in September 2006 we removed to Finland with family and everyone else who was with our family. First, we moved to Kotka city. It's nearby Helsinki, like 125 kilometers. I live in Kotka 18 years, and then I removed to Helsinki. That's my story of living.
Okay, I love it. I love it. You're 23 years young, so I know you claim Finland, and I also know, rest in peace to our friend Mika Immonen. I know you were real close to Mika and grew up kind of looking up to Mika. So I just wanted to clarify that, and I appreciate you letting us know.
For sure. Yes, I know. I just when I start to travel more, the Mika passed away. Unfortunately, I just have a good chance to meet him like face to face for the first time, and no, not in this life, I would say.
Yeah, but you grew up kind of watching him play, though, right? You followed his game. You were a fan of his game, or no?
Actually, to be honest, I don't have some favorite players. I grow up by myself, but I heard Mika a lot. I
Okay.
just like to watch sometimes when he play in some events, but normally I watch like many other big star plays. But I don't have like exact player who I like to watch the most. But I like Mika because he's from Finland. That's why I want to go steps what Mika does. Even better, actually.
All right. Unfortunately, yeah, Mika, rest in peace. A big loss to the pool world, unfortunately. Um, Arseni, let's talk a little bit about what you talked about in Russia. When you were playing younger, what did you play younger? Did you play Russian pool on those tight tables, or were you playing snooker, or was it more on the regular tables?
Yeah, he was only. Sorry, you were only in Russia till you were 3 years old, correct?
I removed to Finland when I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So were you playing, what type of pool were you playing growing up?
I started to play pool when I was 12. I was playing like couple months, then I trying some Russian pyramid for the first time, like 10 years ago. Then I was like, it's two. They both look so good for me. Then they have one extra division, which is only from Finland. It's Kaisa Billiard. It seemed like Russian pyramid, but like 2 feet less. But pockets is it's the same, tight pockets, big balls, and heavy cues. And then I start playing more Russian pyramid and Kaisa billiard because we have more events like Kaisa and pyramid in Finland. Then pool only like 10 events where you can play if you are like a high ranked Finnish player. Then I was playing 3 divisions at the same time. Sometimes pool, sometimes Kaisa, sometimes Russian pyramid. Even I play some world championship events in Russian pyramid a couple times. And then I enjoy it a lot because you can hear loud sound when you put the ball. It's so enjoyable. That's what every billiard player like to hear when you pocket the ball as hard as you can. Then you hear the sound of making the ball inside the pocket.
Yeah, it's a big deal in those tight tables, right? The balls are different. It's just a real tough game. It's real exciting to make a couple balls, right?
Yes, when it's more tougher, it's more enjoyable because everyone's struggling with the tight pockets. It's same to everyone. When the pockets is too easy, it's not so enjoyable when you don't have a chance to get to the table. For example, someone like straight pool division, you can make one bad break and then you never get a shot until handshake, possibly.
Right.
Do you happen to know who Evgeny Stalev is? Have you heard of Evgeny Stalev?
Yes, of course. Actually, I heard him before Mika Immonen because I play pyramid. I had heard Stalev at the same time. My first and only coach tell me about that. You know the legend named Stalev. He has the unbelievable technique when he's shooting. Like use his backhand like 90 degrees when he stroke the cue from backhand and front. Like 90 degrees. Normally nobody do that, but Stalev is something special. And he
Yes,
also
something.
was very
Yeah.
good at the pool table. That's where I heard from him very first of legend players.
Yeah, incredible stroke. Like you just described, probably the biggest stroke I ever saw. But the reason I bring it up is he came over to the States, and I've got to think about this. But we played a match. We played a money match for about 30 hours, and he was such a smart player. There's a game in America called One Pocket, and he was one of the most dangerous players, and he picked up the game really quickly. I was giving him a very small spot, and we played for about 30 hours, and he was one of the most intimidating players I had ever faced in my career. The big long stroke, and I don't even know, what happened to Evgeny. I had heard that he was in New York for quite a while, so I don't know, but he'd kind of just quit playing. But one of the most talented players, biggest stroke probably I've ever seen in a game.
Yes, he was very strong at the break the rack. I mean, very strong. Like Bustamante, same. They are both was legendary at this. And right now, Stalev, if I heard right, he has some business in Russia. He has like his own club in Pyramid Legend Club, like in Moscow, I think so. And then he has some social media. He do some stuff when he do some great shots with a couple more legend players in Russia Pyramid.
That's great to hear because I had no idea. I felt like he kind of disappeared. A lot of us were talking about him for years. So that's great to hear. Good for him.
Yes, he is retired right now, but he is enjoy when he go to play every time.
Awesome.
Awesome. Let's talk about you. 23 years young, making huge waves just in the last year. It seems like you came on yeah, with gangbusters. Like you just started, crushing, winning, big, huge matches. Like Scott said earlier, touched in second place in the Philippines. Uh, when did you start realizing that you can be a professional player and compete with all these players on the tour? What age? When you think you can do it?
When the first time came professional, I guess like 20 years of age when I finished my military. That's the biggest problem in Finland when you have the golden rule that you cannot skip the military if you are men. The other choice is go to the jail, straight to the jail, without no free time. And then when I finished military, like December 2023, I realized that now I have chance to be professional. Beat some big stars on the TV table. Well, probably after U.S. Open, my first
Yeah,
U.S. Open.
I was
Probably.
there when you beat Shane. When you beat Shane, for me and for the American people, I had already been watching you at that event. I was commentating at that U.S. Open. But what year was it that you beat Shane? Was that 20? Was that 24 or was that last year?
Last year, my first and right now the only US Open what I play.
Oh, it's the only U.S. Open that you've played.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. For the folks that don't know, Arseni drew Shane Van Boening, and they're playing each other on the TV table. And Shane just didn't have a prayer. Shane just didn't have a prayer. Arseni just shot the pockets out of it. It was just unreal. And really, a lot of us in America, I think that's where a lot of us really took note. I'm sure you're known where you're from and a lot of different areas, but your style and the way you do it, you definitely sent a message, because the year before, as you were probably highly aware, the year before Shane had made the finals with Fedor Gorst. So it was, we were all kind of seeing what Shane was going to do in 2025. And you kind of put a stop to that, Arseni.
Yes, on the right place, on the right moment. I knew I have a chance before, but I never show it up to the people because people never saw that until they will see it on the TV table. But at the same time, and also I have so many matches, but I lost to the players which players never saw, because they think if I beat one strong player, I can beat all of them. But reality, it's not so easy, to be honest. They are too strong that you can think. But if you think more that they are stronger than you, then you definitely have less chance to win them. You just need to come and enjoy while you're playing. That's the only way to win them. If you're not thinking about against who you play and don't think about what happened if you win, then it's the best possible way to beat them. Just enjoy the game.
Right. And now you just don't. When did you actually start playing the pro tours? Like, how old are you when you started playing the pro tours? Like you said, that was your first U.S. Open. When you were 17, 18, were you thinking, I'm going to go play in the U.S. Open, I want to play on the WNT? Or how were you able to make that switch to be able to go play to the U.S. Open? And you think you were ready at that point now?
I was ready like when I was 16, turning 16, but I know that the problem is that in Finland it's very tough to got so many. You need to earn so much money to get to play in
Yep.
U.S. Open, and then you need to do everything by yourself. To be honest, you go practice yourself. You have no coaches. You have no like physio coaches like outside the pool table. Only who can help you is you by yourself. Only you can book the flight. You can book the hotel. You can book the trip to the USA. And then the problem is that I cannot do it by myself until I was 18. And then when I was 18, I have problem with the money. I don't have a chance to go. Then I was planning what I need to do to have a chance to participate in some big events. I start to save a lot. I book every time cheapest hotel. I even book cheapest flight and the cheapest trips. Even if I have chance to go on the taxi half hour to the place, I even walking like couple hours. Rather do a couple hours walking for free than buy taxi for 30 euro. That's also savings, and buy the cheap food. And then I play like almost every day, some weekly competitions in Finland, and then some competitions every week. When I was 15, I have only few weeks when I skip tournament. Only few weeks by this time. In 8 years straight, I skipped maybe 10 weeks of some tournaments. Every time I was playing, every time some tournament, every week, and every day some weekly competition to earn some money, and then saving a lot. And then when I have a chance, I use it to come finally the first time to the USA trip. I know it's always risky, but sometimes you must use the risk uh, to show something to the people what they never saw, some newcomer. And that's my first chance when I really have to do something outside the Finland. And then when I have a chance, now try to keep keep going and then grow up more day by day.
Um, yeah, Bobby. So you and I were talking about it off camera. Many times we've discussed it, how difficult it is for these younger players to make it to professional events, even the pro-am events. It's very difficult. And a disclaimer, Arseni's 23 years young, but there's other sports that this has constantly been the challenge for people or talent to get into. Professional fishing, the very same way. If you're not at the very top, you're kind of at the bottom, right? And you're just scrambling to make it. But that being said, he's taken these chances, right? We just heard about how he saved money by walking a little bit further and doing things like this and that to get here to play the US Open. And I've always heard it in my career when I was young, even when I was 25, 26, 27, and really in my prime. I would have people come up to me and they would say, man, I think I would have been as good a player as you if, but but I have kids, or if I have this, or the point I'm trying to make here is that guys like him are a perfect example of what it really takes to make it. You have to take chances in your life. And I think that that's exactly what he's done. And obviously, with those chances, what he's taken, it's really brought the spotlight to him because people have figured out his style of play and how good he plays. So I just want to mention that I think it's important for all the young people out there to figure out a way. You can always figure it out. Find a way to make it happen.
That's a great point, Scott. Just listen to him. Like you said, he's walking for a couple hours instead of, spending a couple bucks for a ride. That's dedication. Obviously, still putting the time with the practice and everything else. So that's what it takes. It's not an easy path. So great job on that. We're glad you came out because you're so entertaining to watch. Do you get that a lot? Do the fans tell you that you're exciting to watch? You're just like a breath of fresh air sometimes to the sport.
Well, yes, but then when you notice that when you get so much attention, you start to understand that it's too much attention for your achievements. It's just one tournament, maybe a couple tournaments with very good achievements, but then time flies, everyone starts to forget about it, and then there are coming some new other players with the new talents. Maybe not so fast, but so talented by age, very talented. That's the thing that I need to go. I need to get more. I need to get better result. I need to go much more better. That the people will not forget me. And the only thing what I want to do, I just want to improve myself more and more. The thing is that I want to be one day the best, for sure. That's why I still continue to play. If I will, in any day, I will know that I will not have a chance to become the best player in the world. I will just stop it right now, because I know that it makes no sense to play if you don't want to be the best. You can come sometimes, but not like every week outside the Finland, like straight 20 weeks of traveling and then to get no results. But that's what you try to learn to become more stronger, and then getting ready for more and more, for the bigger events and for the bigger pressure, to control the pressure better, and then start dominating. That's the most important thing what you need to learn for myself.
I like that. That's a great answer. Okay, so what are your plans right now with seems like you're coming together, after that big win Scott talked about with Shane, right? Your name starts to get in the mix of the pool world. What are your plans right now? What are you going to do to get to that next level where you, like you said, you want to start dominating? What are you doing right now, and what do you plan on doing to continue?
After my 20 weeks straight travel from this year till UK Open, like 147 days, I start to understand that I start to be lazy. Not in playing pool, but outside the playing pool. It's so important that when you fly a lot, when you travel a lot, I travel like 128,000 kilometers in total this year. Right now, maybe over 130 kilometers. And then I start to understand that I need to exercise. I need to have some professional massager, and then I need to have eating correctly, sleep very well, traveling on the right time, and sometimes even do social media on the right time. Not so much, but not so less. More is actively. And with that, all with that stuff, I just need to improve my game for the better level, another level. Start like dominating better. That's my goal right now. Then, well, in next year I want to be in top 10 in the world. Then in couple years, top three, and then in 3 years finally become the world number one. That's my main goal.
Let me ask you a question, Arseni. So I heard you mention earlier in the show that you don't really have a certain player that you follow, which I totally get. I totally understand that because there's so many good players now. What do you think right now? I mean, I know you have to analyze. You understand the term analyze? Do you understand that term?
Analyze, yes, like analyzing mistakes or some
Yes, yes,
game.
yes. So I know that you have to analyze your own game. When I was coming up, I would look at other players that were better than me and try and figure out what they were doing and how they were moving and everything about them. A lot with what you just touched on. What do you think right now? And you probably know the answer. What do you think your biggest weakness is right now? What do you think you need to most well round upon and get more, more versed at it?
The biggest weakness is that I don't have a plan, like my daily routine plan. I don't know what I do when I wake up. I do something, but I need to know exactly what I will do right now. If I will go practice, then I will go practice on this time. If I will go eat, I will go eat by this time. And how long I will eat, I need to exactly eat. Like, for example, if I go eat for 50 minutes, then I will eat 50 minutes, not 30 minutes. If I will go walk for 30 minutes, I will walk 30 minutes, not 1 hour. And if I will go practice on 12, I will go practice on 12, not like 3 p.m. And I must practice 2 hours, not over, not less, not over. That's the biggest weakness. I don't have active routine. I can do it 2 days like what I want to do, but then I forget again, and then I need to repeat back again. That's my biggest weakness.
So I like that answer. I do like that answer. I know you probably haven't watched any episodes in our show. Moritz Neuhausen, very specific in his movements and his routines, and we call those routines, right? A daily routine. So I really like that answer. I think it's a mature answer, and I can completely relate with that answer. Have you ever thought about writing a schedule down? Just writing a schedule down. I think you're a little hard on yourself when you say not walking to an hour, walk 30 minutes, or, I mean, you can give yourself a little error here and there, but maybe write a schedule down, a 5-day schedule, not a 7-day or a 4-day schedule. Have you thought about doing that?
Actually, I have it. I have it on my computer right now in the Word site, and then I copy it to the PDF file, and then I try to read it, remember, and repeat. As long as I in my mind without watching the computer what I do right now, what I do in 20 minutes, I will know exactly what I do in 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, I will go practice. I will practice 2 hours, not more, not less. What exactly I will practice this time, I will practice exactly on this day. I will practice this routine. Then I will leave. Then I will go back to hotel, house, or apartment, anything else. Put my stuff. Then go to the gym or walking outside. Do yoga, for example, or walking, and then back. And then I will know that Monday I will do this stuff. In Tuesday I will do this stuff. Like all 7 days. In Sunday I will take rest for many stuff. I can do, for example, like social media a little bit, and then repeat again. And also I have 4 different week routine calendars. I have like Finnish competitions outside the Finland, the bigger competitions, and then I have when I am in Finland and I have no tournaments in this week, then I will do stuff what is not included the tournaments in this week. And same as outside the Finland, when I play in world events and now I have 1 week off, then I will do my 1 week stuff which not included the tournament, because when tournament coming in this week I need to do stuff what include in this week stuff for the tournament. And then I need to just remember what I need to do exactly on this 4 different week routine. The I would say my 4 week routine like calendars, kind of.
Okay. Okay. So when you wake up in the morning, and we don't have to dredge on this or go down this road too much, but when you wake up in the morning, do you look at that list? Do you look at the list?
Well, right now not so much because I know what I do. I wake up, then
Why
I
is this your weakness? So why is
well,
this your weakness? Why is this your weakness?
because I don't do it actively. I can do my morning routine, but then when I do my morning routine, like couple hours, wake up, go walking for 30 minutes, take shower, brush teeth, take food, go to the practice, and then the problem starts after the practice. Then I go back. What I do next? I do everything in morning, but not an entire day, and then the problem starts actively.
I get it. I get it. I don't know about Bobby's opinion, but for me, I think maybe you're a little hard on yourself from that point, because it sounds to me like for 23 years young and then in the position you're in, you're really on the right track. That's what it sounds like to me. Sometimes you've got to give yourself a little break as well, right? I heard you say 7 days and you take Sunday.
Break.
Sometimes for social media, I'm not one to give advice, but it sounds like a lot. It sounds like 6 straight days of the same routine over and over. It sounds like a lot. And I know the evenings are getting a little, you feel like you're getting lazy, but from an outsider looking in, it definitely doesn't sound that way. So maybe, I don't want to tell you what to do, but maybe just take it a little easy on yourself and let it all happen.
Well, I was lazy entire year until I start to do that. To be honest,
Okay.
but to do that, I'm not so lazy anymore because I do stuff not hard. I
Uh-huh.
do very liked yoga, very liked gym, very liked walking. When I have some problem with my body, I don't do anything like something when you need to put your body to
Yeah.
do. I
Yeah,
take rest, then I
mind
take
and
rest.
body together. Yeah, it's not just one or the other. You got to keep both in the professional level, right? Very
Yes.
important to
The
make sure you have.
problem is when I stop to do that. That's the big problem, because then it makes no sense. You start to do that and then you stop on the one day just everything. Then it means everything what you do to become the best, it was worthless because you stopped to do that. And that's why after the big trip, I standard understand that I need that daily routine to improve my game level, because without this I cannot improve it. So much traveling, so much struggling with your body, so much playing, you start to feel that you don't care to do something. Like even girls are not anymore caring, if you are a man, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah, yeah. Well, I don't think at 23 years young, I mean, if I was ever around a girl, it wasn't for long. So yeah, I completely understand. And
Yes,
the
that's the problem.
demand for you guys now, when I say you guys, the top players, and you're a top player, you're just not an elite player yet, I don't believe, but you're going to be there. I know that. But the demand for you guys to perform and travel like you're talking about now, we talk about it all the time. It's on a whole nother level than when I was playing.
Yes.
So I understand that. I do, and I do understand the travel because I do it all the time, and I know it's tough.
Tougher is to play consistently after this long travel. You need to know when you travel and what you do after you travel and how you travel
Yeah,
to save your consistent level, what you do in practice. Because to compare to go in car like 5-10 kilometers to practice and then fly 10,000 kilometers, it's different story. Your body is on different level. Plus the jet lag, that's the big problem.
and that's a real problem. The jet lag. I know for a fact it's a real problem. When we travel to Europe or really the Philippines and Asia is even worse. Anytime you've got a 15 to 24-hour travel period. The jet lag, for people that don't really believe in it or just travel within the United States, it's a very, very real thing. And after day two is day one sucks because you're just tired. Day two is bad. Day three, you feel like you're highly intoxicated. 1 minute you're wide awake, the next minute you're very tired. You can't sleep. You're not really hungry, but you need to eat. So jet lag is very difficult, and for these guys to be able to play under those conditions is incredible. For me, I couldn't make a ball if I was jet lagged.
But because they travel so much, they start to understand the
Mhm.
jet lag more,
Yeah,
because body understand the jet lag more after
yeah,
so many travels. And then after travel to the Asia, for example, USA, you need to spend like 3 days to recover. For me, actually, it's
Yep.
around 3-4 days, and then your body is like on another level, on the same level as in USA. If you travel a lot, you
So
learn it how to survive the jet lag. That's the big thing.
yeah. You
yeah,
have to.
yeah, like Scott was talking about, it's a real deal for the people that don't travel overseas and
Yes.
stuff. Big difference. Big difference. Let's talk a little bit of something positive real quick. You said you do some social media. I'm on social media all the time for this and my other channel. I see you. You do some great things. Let everybody know what your channel is and let them
Bobby
know
loves social media. He works the show. He loves social media. Arseni. Bobby is a social media lover. He's the man with the shark stream, though. I don't know if you know that Bobby owns the shark stream, and he's always pushing. But yeah, sorry, I had to just. I mess with Bobby all the time. That's my man.
all the time. I do. I follow social media a lot. I follow your channel. Let everybody know where your channel is and what are you trying to do with your channel?
Well, all my channel is on my name, like Arseni Sevastyanov. I do YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, the four biggest platform and the most like valuable for the pool players. I do like well in Instagram. I do mostly shorts videos because they make more exposure. Same like as Facebook. But at the same time, the very good post with the good achievements also make good exposure in this about social media. In TikTok, I do only shorts, uh, and then I do every time story updates on the tournaments in Instagram and Facebook mostly. Sometimes in TikTok, but not so much because Instagram and Facebook is more important. And in YouTube, actually, that's the platform what I do everything: live streams, my tournaments, normal videos of my tournament recap, then my shorts videos at the same time, then some post of my tournaments. I like everything because right now I have over 2,000 subscribers. I can earn money in YouTube, and that's the most valuable platform to earn money. For sponsor, Facebook and Instagram is important, but for the yourself make money, YouTube is the most important in that situation. I
Good for
do
you.
everything. Everything is important.
Good for you. I think that's great. You don't let it consume you, right? You like you said, do you post? Does he post every day? Do you post every day, or do you give it like once a week?
Well, anyway, over once a week. Like I do, mostly I do daily. Sometimes I do every second day something I post. Sometimes every third day, but it's very rarely. Somewhere every second day I do something. I post shorts or I post or some story update. Sometimes even more story update in one day. I can post like 5 story updates even in one day.
Uh, I want to touch on your YouTube real quick. Do you stream all of your matches or when they're allowed or just certain matches?
Yes, like if I can live stream on my matches, I will do it every time on YouTube channel every time. Arseni Sevastyanov Flash on my YouTube channel. Every time I can put when they allow to stream, I put my camera and then start streaming. It takes like maybe 3 5 minutes to put live stream. You can do it before the match, like few hours, and then you put tripod and then put the phone and then put one some red circle to start the streaming. Then you don't need to do nothing like only put some scores. It make like one click only. That's not so tough if you know how to do.
In 2025, one of the most viral moments, and I've thought about how I'm going to say this. There's never a right or wrong way. Jason Shaw is a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine, and it just so happens he's the one that made the mistake. Everybody's made that mistake. It was one of the most viral moments of 2025 for Matchroom, and it was at the Philippines Open, and it was the quarterfinals. No, excuse me, it was the semifinals, and Jason missed the 9 at Hill. I'll tell you, it was a good match between you both. It was entertaining. I was covering that match with Carl Boys, one of my partners. And I cannot, for people that were not there, obviously this young man was there, but I cannot stress or explain to people how intense it was in that mall. There was 3 levels full of people, and the table was playing tough. The fans were on top of you. They had the fans literally about 3 feet from the table, outside the rope. But Jason missed a 9 ball. But in his defense, these tables played very wet, very tight, and he just pinched it a little bit, and it hung up. And he didn't leave you anything really easy. But your reaction, I'll never forget it. And Carl Boys and I were frozen in the chair when this happened. We didn't even know what to say. But here was your reaction. You go back like this, and you were just like, you were in shock. I think you had to collect yourself, right?
Yes, I for the moment when he missed Nibel, I feel like my heart was stopping at the moment. Then I need to some breathe, something inside, breathe inside and then out for a couple times before I will stand up, and then notice that I'm still in the tournament. That's why I was taking some rest. But when I stand up, I saw that it's not easy 9 ball. It's
No.
even pressure, very pressuring. But the most best thing is that you have a chance. You get like this exactly 100,000 chance, and then you can do something at least. No matter where the 9 ball is, you have a chance to do something right now. Normally, you don't have.
Absolutely. He makes it, you have no chance, right? He doesn't make it, you have a
Yes.
chance. And what are you thinking on that 9 ball?
Before I shoot the 9 ball, like
Yeah.
well, I feel like the first thing I was feeling like inside my ascent, I feel empty. To be honest, I didn't say nothing. I
Yeah.
even inside my mindset, the first word what I say was extension.
Yes.
After like 15 seconds, I understand that it's the timing shot. We have like 30 seconds per one shot, and then I say referee 3 times extension before he allowed to do that. Then I came back to chair with my empty mindset, and then recover again before I will stand finally, and then to shoot the 9 ball. But I was thinking very empty. My second word after the 3 times extension was that, oh hell no, it's not so easy 9 ball. I'm still not like not have a good chance to win. I need to make that 9 ball right now.
Yeah, no, the cut was like 90 degrees. It was extreme cut, and that's kind of everybody was crazy that Jason missed the cut. But Carl was like in shock in the booth, and I kept saying because the camera hadn't panned to what you had left. It was very very steep though. The cut you had to center ball, just chop it and go back and forth. You couldn't spin that ball in my opinion. It was too
No.
steep to spin in, and you were too close.
Actually, it was 80 degrees. I would say they have
86.4. I'm just kidding.
80.3.
80.3. We'll go with that.
All the competitors in the pool, the pool
Yeah.
always competing.
Hard but possible.
Yes, absolutely.
In practice, I will say I will do that like from 100 tries, around 60. That was exactly this 60 what I make right now.
That's
Six-
a reasonable. Sorry, Bobby. That's a reasonable assessment. I feel like you're a little bit more of a favorite actually than that. But under that condition, under those circumstances,
In this table, if my
yes.
practice table, definitely 95 of
Okay.
100.
Okay. Yeah,
I
on
got
this table. Yeah.
And how did that make you feel with the crowd and everything else? Was that probably one of your most exciting points in your career at this point?
Definitely by far like dozen times. For example, compare like I was in Jacksonville semifinal, which is also by prize money the same tournament, but then only 2 people watching, me and Robbie playing semifinal, when 100 people watching Joshua and Aloysius, yeah, playing other semifinals. So it's not so same like playing mall when every people watching only one game and only one player by this time. It was like over 1,000 people watching on live, like face to face. That
Yeah.
was the by far most exciting moment. Even feels like more than US Open because more people watching. Not not so many um, days I remember when so many people watching on the place. Maybe World Cup of Pool 2012 in Philippines, where they was held in same in something like kind of same mall where a lot of people watching, like 4 or 5 floors. Right here was like 3 floors, when I was enjoy of that when so many people saw when I make this 9 ball, make a handshake and say my name.
Yeah, and you were very classy. I know you felt bad for Jason. I know you felt bad for Jason. You said something where to that fact, but nobody really played really good that whole event due to what you're talking about as far as the pressure and all the people there. We didn't ever really see anybody play perfect. First off, the tables played very, very tough by design, but it was humid in there and there's a big space and all those people. So nobody played perfect. It was very difficult. You see the nine that Jason missed. He didn't hit it terrible. I mean, he just caught the rail just a fraction. I've rewatched that 20 times probably. And nobody played good there. It wasn't easy. I think David Alcady played the best there. He played very solid. He was the one that won the tournament, and deservingly so. But outside of that, I think it was very tough to play your best game under those conditions.
Yes, more if you like take it so serious. Normally, if you just enjoy the game, every condition must feel you very good. If you understand the table, that's the most important thing. If you understand the table and the cue ball, everything else will be more easy. Just enjoy the game. The last option.
It sounds great. It sounds great. But when we cover all those matches, I know you don't sit around and just watch everybody play. They were struggling all week. They put more
Yeah.
pressure. You tend to apply more pressure on yourself when more people are watching. The equipment gets tough. You start making a few mistakes. That's how you tend to apply more pressure on yourself, and it can really crumble on you. It can really crumble.
The biggest thing was I just actually didn't say in interview that before, but I was really sad when I lost. Actually, I enjoy because only people was watching. If there was no people, I just take trophy and then go to the room and then put my head back. I put my head to struggling position, like upside down, and then like 1 hour watching and analyzing my final, what's going on right now. Even I feel it's not because of pressure, but because my struggling form. So much enjoy in the semi-final beating, so after surviving. Then I spent so much energy before the final, even that I didn't realize that I am still in the tournament. I feel like I was not to be in the tournament. Same the words I say to Jason, that I believe that you're supposed to be in the final after this 9 ball. Then I feel like so empty. But then I start to gain back my some skill levels before the final, but it doesn't help. Then I was struggling because I didn't use my chance. And even after the new year, after 2025, I have some few days when I remember this final because I know it was meant a lot by now. But I know I cannot do that. It's over, and then I must go far, like onto the next one, and then gain back more stronger.
Was it interesting with the you talked about the crowd there, Scott mentioned as well. Them being so close, did that make it different compared to other tournaments as well? Because they can literally touch you while you were sitting down, it seemed like, from watching from the outside. Did that make a difference with the fans being right there on you? And you can actually hear them talking, I'm sure.
Yes, it's more a lot different when fans watching outside the table on streams, and then when they watching on the place. When they watching on the place, you must be like more kind people that not show your madness to the people when they saw you playing. It's the most important thing. Also respect the players who watching uh, the crowd who watching the players to play in the tournament. It's very important for me, and I'm trying to do it, improving myself every day. I always struggling when there's nobody can see, nobody can hear about me. Then I just call my family and say my all bad words to them after losing. That's what try to make me more better player. by day because they understand me. That's the only people who understand my real losses.
Arseni, outside of your daily routine, I asked the question earlier. I'm going to try and get to this with you. Within your pool game, what do you think? What do you think right now? If you could just pick out one verse of the game, what do you think your biggest weakness is right now? What would you like to well round a bit more and get a little better versed at it?
Consistency.
Okay. Do you think that lies? Do you think that lies within your natural ability and your style? Do you understand what I mean by that? I can
Yes,
explain. Okay. Do you think that consistency? Let me give you an example. One of the best with a style like yours, very powerful, very aggressive. One of the best ever lived, probably, well, the best ever lived, Earl Strickland. Fast-paced player, very straight shooter. You don't see too many people get to the top with that style. Joshua Filler was close to that style years ago. We recently had him on the show, and he made a conscious change to slow down just a bit, kind of well rounded out his tactical side, and really started to feel a different pace. And he felt like that made a big difference in his game. Do you think that it goes hand in hand, your style? And oftentimes, not oftentimes, but at times, you're going to have some inconsistencies because of the style that you've developed.
well, probably yes. That's what I try to figure it out. What's my best style to do? Because sometimes I can play fast, sometimes I can for the people it's still fast. But the thing is that's very fast and fast. I need to find something like something what can be together, like something fast but not so fast, and at the same time not slow. Because if I will start play slow, I will start play a lot bad. I will start make mistake what I don't must to make mistake because I thinking a lot. Then it's pressuring on your arms, and you cannot play your own game anymore because it's not style for me. But to be honest, when I start playing, I was the slowest player in city. Like I play weekly competitions, like every shot 2 minutes. Uh,
Really?
yes, I was this. I feel like I was the slowest player ever lived because
Wow.
so much pressure. First tournaments, every day start playing faster and faster in the tournaments. And when I was like 16, 17, I started to play my style, what I play right now. But not all the time. The problem is that when I go pressuring, I start to play slow when it's the most important moment for me right now because I was told you before that the problem is the money thing. When I start to save a lot to even compete in the world events, the most important thing is to win on the right time, on the right moment. If you don't win right now, I will not know when I will have any more chance to win it again. And people didn't understand it. They watch it on the stream and they think if someone play even one shot slow, they will call him like slow player because of that. But
Wow.
because the shot for him is the most important shot right now, and he cannot be without thinking of it because it means him a lot. And that's what I have happening many times, like dozen times in some very important moments, because I was know if I will not make this shot right now, I maybe will not have new chance anymore. And now I'm now right here still alive, and then I know I now have lots of chances, and then I will use it. And I don't feel scared, afraid of playing anymore in big events because I was experienced that. That's why I start to play faster and faster in any tournament. But the problem is that I don't have consistency on my game and then consistency in the tournament. I
Two
need to.
things. Two things, Arseni. I don't mean to
Yes.
cut you off. Two things, though. First off, I think it's great you're on this show, and I think that if anybody's listening out there, and you're interested in sponsoring somebody with real potential, that's a class act and a lot of fun to watch, who's going to figure it out as he goes. I promise you. I know he's got that ability and he's doing it. This is a guy you might be interested in sponsoring. I truly mean that. The second thing, when you talk about your daily routine and everything, you're so focused in, and you're traveling and you get wrapped up and you're posting social media and this, that, the other. I can tell you, I will just tell you this, and I understand because I played a different game than you, but I also played 9-ball and I played real quick. I think the most important thing for you, the only thing for you in your game right now that you should really focus on, now this is just my opinion, I might be crazy, is trying to find a pace that is just a tick below your high speed. Because I understand, and it's called a happy medium. I understand playing too slow, then you fall into this rut where you're overthinking, and it's kind of like a deer in headlights or analysis by paralysis. And it's very tough for a player with your pace to slow down because it's easy to fall into that speed. Maybe you can make every ball on the table. You know the defensive plays. You break very well. I don't know how to do it. You have to figure that out yourself. But I think that really for you and your game, you don't have to play slow, but maybe get a shot clock app in your phone and figure out a way to just drop that pace to a consistent pace at all times around the table, whether it's just walking around the table with your cue in your hand for the first week without hitting any balls when you've got time off, whatever it might be. I think if you can find that, that's just my opinion. I think if you can find that, because I've studied your game really well, and it's happened in many of your matches, you know this. You start out very, very good, but once it gets tight, like all of us, and the pressure gets up, the heart rate gets up, and your pace even picks up more. I think if you could find that ideal pace for you, just a little slower than what you're at, I think your game immediately goes from here to here. I really do. I really do. So that's just something I wanted to say.
It's same like in filler happens. He
Yes.
starts slowing down a little bit.
Yeah. So you said the same with filler, and I agree.
Then he started dominating, yes, because of that.
Yes, he did start dominating because of it. But he told us it was more of a decision because the pockets, when before you were around, we were playing on bigger pockets. When they went to 4-inch pockets, he made a conscious decision that he had to slow down just a touch, because when you're playing so fast, of all people, you cannot take for granted anything. And when the pressure's up and the heart rate's up and you're playing at lightning pace or at your pace, anything can happen. So I think you understand what is probably best for your natural game. And I can't wait to see it happen. That's all I want to say.
The one problem is always it's every time starts from the first mistake. You can run 4 great racks, but when you make even one mistake, they start to be more. You can make in next rack like 3 mistakes, but you didn't make in past 4 racks. That's the problem. That's the what I mean consistency. You start make one mistake, then after one mistake, immediately will make second mistake, and then more and more.
That's mental. A lot of that's mental.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Do you have a coach? Do you have a coach or anybody like that? Like a lot of the players that's been on the show, like Moritz, actually, I think, he obviously has Filler to look up to. Jonas obviously has David and Fran. But do you have like that one player, or if not a coach, that you talk to about this?
Well, actually, after traveling almost 5 months straight, I found one coach from Finland who was playing some Kaiser billiard for a moment, but he's professional, like sports manager coach in that case. But because he playing also billiard, he understand how to figure it out. That's what I do while I start to do daily routine, because he told me when and what need to do on exact day, and then I try to do what he say. When I lost the match, I immediately try to call him and make analyzing what's happening, why I lost the match. We just like started like for a couple weeks. That was the first tournament in PBS Austria, and then we start analyzing why did I lost the first match. That's my first mentally coach right now.
Okay. And how about as far as players, like top players? Do you have any players that you go to talk to? Senior players that have been playing a long time, people that you look up to, they have a relationship with, or you're not too have that person?
No, right now I don't have.
Okay,
Only
that's
only people who I was talking like, see, I know they are, but never ask them for like mentally coaching, because some people ask for the payment, and again, it's all about the money, and it's not so cheap. Many coaches asking a lot of price for the coaching. It's so tough to find someone who asks less and then really gets help. Right now, I have someone from Finland, and then I go with him right now because I know he understands how this works, and I trust him. And then we do stuff together right now.
I think that's good enough. And I will just let you know, if you ever had a question about anything, and you probably don't even know who I really am, but if you had a question about anything, you could always message me. You can always message me. I don't want money from any top player.
Okay, I
And
will be in
everybody
touch.
knows who you are, Scott. We all know who you are.
Huh?
I said we all know who you are, Scott. Don't worry about it. We all.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm just saying he might not know that I was a player.
Oh, okay. Well,
Actually, no.
He's 23. Oh, okay.
I heard from Derby City actually.
Oh, okay.
yeah, one of the greatest players all time. One pocket for sure. Great 9-ball player as well. The
We will
legend.
win. We will
Scott.
win one tournament in Derby City, I think.
I've won a couple tournaments. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Couple those.
Yeah. I won a derby, but no, it really now though, with working with Matchroom and I do a lot of coaching and a lot of teaching and throughout the United States. We're releasing a program in July 11th and 12th during SVB in Gorst. It's called Unshakable Performance, and it's an in-depth program about the mental side of the game, the positive side of the game, and also the techniques and what the elite players are using and all sorts of stuff. So I can't keep the ringer from going off, right? I'm doing a lot of teaching, and I think now at 50 years old, I never dreamed I'd be in this position, but with my experience and what I've done playing Efren, I played Efren my whole career. We played for big money, heads up, and everything I've learned. I think now there's a reason I'm still here, and I'm putting that to good use. I do work with a lot of really good players behind the scenes, and if I can help, I'd love to help. If I can't, I can't. It is what it is. That's all.
It's awesome. Yeah. And Arseni, as far as you, how did you get to play so well if you didn't have all these top players you were following that much? Because you play absolutely amazing. Was it just your drive, or were you able to beat everybody in Finland and get to the next level?
Yeah, step by step, working hard, never watch back, only analyzing your mistakes, and then go stronger by daily every time. Play a lot, practice a lot, and then don't stop on your losing. Just make it you make stronger with that. When I start dominating in Finland, I understand that that's not what I want. I want more. I want more like bigger events, and I know I have a chance. But the biggest thing is like just motivation. Every time I do, I want it a lot. That's the big thing. You must have it. You must want to win. If you don't have want to win, then you don't care. And if you don't care, you not improve your game, and then you don't play the game what you really want to play. That's the biggest thing is just motivation, big motivation.
That's absolutely right. I don't care what style you are, whether you're technical or natural, whatever it is. You have to truly want it more than the next guy. You have to want it so much that you can taste it. And I know you want it. Sometimes there's a point where I think we want it too much, or you can want it too much, but you can't control that. You're absolutely right. And I know you want to play under the big lights again. And speaking of the big lights, I want to shout out one of our sponsors right up there. It's PNW Pool on YouTube. It's Stephanie and Jesse Johnson. They're good friends of mine. They're the Pacific Northwest Pool Stream thing. Check them out, PNW Pool on YouTube. They are awesome. It's a free stream if you get a chance. And you never know. Arseni might get on that their free stream one day, Bobby. But
Absolutely.
yeah.
I like that. I think it's definitely a possibility. I mean, Arseni, who are your sponsors right now? Do you have sponsors at all? What do you got?
Yes, I have like one electric company, Landcon Oy, from Finland. He lives. The company lives in Porvoo, like 50 kilometers from Helsinki, Then I have Town sponsor, the most famous Schalke sponsor company. Also live in Finland, in Jyväskylä city, like 200 kilometers from Helsinki. Then I have Billiard Club 24/7, where I practice right now, the best pool hall club in Finland. Then I have actually my massager sponsor. He sponsored me free massaging, Dio Osteopath, who lives in Helsinki. And then I came to him to make my body straight. That I can survive long trips, and then my body can play in any conditions a lot better. That's my all sponsors right now.
All right, that's a good list so far. Shout out to Teom. They're one of the sponsors of the Boom and Freezer show as well. We love their chalk. We love their Max Rack. And you can go to teombilliards.com if you want to get any of that stuff and check it out. They did great stuff.
Yeah, man. We're also giving away at Brunswick, right, Bobby?
Yeah, we're actually going to be giving away a Brunswick Gold Crown 7. Gold Crown 6 9-footer drop pocket with Simonis cloth. And all you got to do, $100 a spot, 120 spots. And not only going to win the table, you're going to get a $500 credit for installation delivered to your house. Incredible. $13,000 table for $100. If you buy more than one spot, you get a discount. We'll have it on the page as well. So great stuff. Yeah, for sure. Nice Brunswick. Thank you, Brunswick. What are you playing with right now? What cue are you using?
Well, actually, I was starting all my cues in my entire career. First, I was playing with some normal stick in bar for like 1 year. Then I switched to some Mets cues shaft. I was playing it 4 years before I get sponsorship by Mets cues in 2021 beginning, and I was playing with Mets cues for 5 years.
Are you
And
saying
that's-
Mez? Or sorry, Mezz? Mez?
Mets, yes, Mets
Yes.
cues.
Okay. Yep.
I was playing with it 5 years with 2 contracts until 2025 before I end up sponsorship with Metscues, and then I start playing. I still continue playing with Metscues, but in summer I switched to the Q lease, just getting the Q to try. The Billiard Club 24/7 sponsored me 1Q for using it right now, and then right now I use Q lease, but the breaking Q and the jump Q is still Mets Qs.
Well, real quick, I hope these sponsors know and listen to a little bit of this show, because I know companies want to give out product, and I understand that, right? But Bobby knows where I'm going with this. Somebody like you is a perfect candidate that needs cash. You need money. You don't have an alcohol problem. You don't have a drug problem. You're not out there at the strip clubs. You need money. So hopefully you get something coming your way pretty soon. I think you deserve it. And I know, Arseni, in the next 3 years, if you keep doing it, do not give up. I know that you're going to make it. I don't know that you're going to win everything, but I know that you're going to become a much better player than you already are, and you're already an absolutely amazing player.
One thing is actually what I want to say about the Qs. When I end up sponsorship with the Mets Qs, the biggest thing for me was exactly the Q.
Of course.
I was struggling many times. For example, I play Philippines good, but then there was many other tournaments before and after Philippines what I didn't play Q because I didn't feel that the Q what I using is good for me. But at the same time, I don't know. Do they have the Qs? What can be better than Mets Qs, the playing Qs? Because that's the most important thing. If you have good contract but not good Q, it's
Of
much
course.
more worse than without contract at the Q what you want to play. And that's the thing why I leave Mets Qs. I wanna find the Q what I like the most. It's same like with girls. If you have girl but you like her like sometimes it's not good than the girl what you like every time. Even
Yes.
you saw her, you like her like every time.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and you're 100% right. If you do, you have to like what you're playing with. You have to love what you're playing with before you can even begin to talk about money. Because if you can't perform, then you're never going to make the money. So that's the most important thing. There's no question.
Yeah, I agree. Sponsors just like in the box. this banner behind us, the shirts, they're a huge sponsor of the Boom and Freezer Show, and they have the great product, all the stuff that we have, all of our sponsors, Scott, we believe in them 100%. It's not just a money grab, and that's exactly what you're saying. Great job.
Yeah,
on that.
shout out to Elvis within the box, my man.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff. If you go there and mention Boom and Freezer, you get a discount on the shirts. Great shirts, great stuff. All right, let's talk a little bit. First of all, I want to make sure you get Scott's number before, because I would take him up on what he's talking about. This guy is an absolute genius. If you don't know everything about him, an absolute one of the best money players all time, forever, great career, and he is a true leader in the industry. So if you definitely, I suggest you would, if you have any questions, give him a shout out.
Thanks, Bobby.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Mosconi. I know you got to think about Mosconi sometimes, right? Let's talk a little bit about Mosconi. Is that one of your goals? You already talked about being the killer goal. You want to be the man. What about Mosconi? Is that a recent goal? This year, next year? What do you see yourself for Mosconi?
To be honest, Fosconi, it's good to be, but it's not main goal, because the thing is that you play Mosconi, you enjoy to play Mosconi, but you play with your team. I more like to play some single games when the all people watching only you that you dominating. In Mosconi, you have 5 players, same as Race Cup. You have 5 players where you play together, but when you win, the the win is shared with 5 people. But when you play singles, the win shared only for you, and then everyone watching only for you when you win that something. But I would like to experience Mosconi Cup even in this year or next year, or the latest possible, like in 2 years. Hopefully, I will do stuff for that for sure. But the biggest goal is by far is winning 9 ball world championship. That's the biggest thing what can be achieved the pool player. It's same like snooker world championship for snooker players. That's the main goal. Every time if I will play a 9 ball world championship, I will 100% giving for the last 3 weeks everything for that, even everything. Even if I need to stop talking to the people, I will do that just for this tournament.
Good for you.
What do you got going on for this year? What are your plans immediately? Next couple events? Are you going to be in the United States for Florida, Philippines, and U.S. Open? Talk about what your plans are for this year, 2026.
I want to make the better results every year. I just want to be better than myself. That's the main goal, and I will improving myself outside the pool table and in the pool table, working hard on myself. Even if I don't want to do something, I will try to focusing to do as long as my body can to do that. That's my main goal. Start to become better as a person and as a hard worker, and start finally get my level and find my cue what I want to play. That's my main goal on this year.
Well, something I noticed, Arseni, is well, I'm hosting an event here in Phoenix, the Phoenix Open, and that is going to be August 18th through the 22nd. So I noticed your name there. Also, the Arizona Open. So I'm here. This is my home. I live here in Arizona, in America. So Matchroom and I got together and we made a couple of big events happen. And I believe you're playing the Florida Open, right? Florida Open is, I believe,
4 till 9 August.
14th. Yeah.
My birthday waiting in Florida.
And when's your birthday? The 3rd, right?
In August.
Yeah. Okay.
7 August.
Okay. All right. Well, happy birthday then. But you're playing that. So you're going to play the Florida Open, the Arizona Open, the Phoenix Open, and then the U.S. Open is the 25th through the 30th in Frisco, Texas, right?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
And what is your goal? You said a little bit real quick. You said you want to get better. You're
Yes.
going to go to obviously the U.S. Open and the Florida Open, and of course Scott's event. It was going to be single elimination, just like the one you played in the Philippines, right? How do you feel about that one, real quick? Single elimination.
Doesn't mind. I just want to play and win. That's the main goal. I screw my cue, go to play, and even if it's double elimination, single elimination, I just need to go and win. No matter if I will play only one game or two, or if I have second chance. I will know that it's single elimination as in Philippines, but my goal is just not think about that I have only one chance. I need to think you always have a chance unless you say otherwise. But even if you have last chance, it's always the chance. So the chance is always inside yourself. Just believe and go for it and win.
Yeah. I just believe that if you continue to be positive with yourself, I talked to you a year and a half ago, and the same thing that you're talking about now is what you were talking about then. And the positive affirmations is what we call it, positive self-talk. I think every elite player has that. They have to have that to get where they are. And I know you're going to get there as well. All I was saying is that I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows if that's going to happen in the next 6 months, if it's going to happen in the next 6 years. All I want for you is not to give up, and I want you to get better support. I want you to get a little bit more support. But without that support, you have to prove yourself, and you know that. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to some good things out of you coming up in August as well.
Nice. I love it. No excuses. Like it. Like I said, everything, no matter single elimination doesn't matter. He's going to go out and put his best foot forward.
Well, he made the finals, Bobby, the single elimination.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I know, but when I asked him about it, he just the way he rolled with it, it wasn't making never excuse about anything.
Right.
He was going to exactly what you said.
Yep.
All right, Arseni, we're going to let you go. I just want to ask one more thing, and then we'll let you go to Scott. What do you want everybody to know about Arseni, the Finland pool player? Let everybody know what do you want them to know about you?
Two hard questions. What they want to know about me?
What do you want them to know about you? Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want people to know about Arseni Sevastyanov?
Well, to be honest, there are some words like legends never die. In that case, I will say the Flash will never die. It's always in your heart. Just believe yourself and go with Flash. Always respect, always your kind, always your I'll say kindness, always your Flash, one and only. Never forget.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I tell you what, your English seems to have improved a lot too. You've done really well with the show. Bobby, what else do you got?
That's all I got. I just want to say, hey, thank you so much for joining us. I know we were going back and forth. I know you get a hard schedule with practice and everything. I really appreciate you taking the time and getting back to us so we can be able to do this show. So thanks again. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm right there with Bobby. We both greatly appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. I know we'll have you on again when you win your first major, probably even before that. But looking forward to seeing you in August. And thank you for coming on.
Yes. One thing about the sponsors, actually, I want to tell. The most important thing is when many people looking for a sponsor, but I start to learning myself that it's better when sponsor comes to you, not you come to find the sponsors. The sponsor will find you when they saw your very good level and your potential to be the best. They will help you without asking. That's the most important thing for me.
I've always said this. Bobby knows it. I've said this my whole life. He knows I hate asking for sponsors. I've always said this. If you perform, the sponsors will come. But I did do a little push for you for sponsors because it's okay to have other people say that maybe you deserve a sponsor. That's okay. You're not the one saying it. You're not asking for it. I know that you need to deserve it, but it's okay to ask somebody to get a little help here and there. But
I agree. Also, with what Scott's saying too is what we're doing. We have a different platform, right? This pool, what we're doing, the world is we're trying to make it better, right? So there are a lot of people watching us. We just want to expand to have you on here and other people out there. We just want people to know that if they want to get involved, they can. So it's not like I know exactly what you're saying, and we appreciate that. That was good job.